Fine. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to go to that same sheet that we looked at the other day. That is the 18 text functions. Okay. And we'll quickly look at some of the things that we looked at first. Okay. So basically, this is not my sheet. This is a sheet that I picked off the internet. Okay. He's got on, if you look at the bottom, y'all can see the sheet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so he's got the various functions that he's describing as different tabs on the bottom. Okay, one of the first ones we looked at was trim. Just go there. Okay, as you can see, he's got three rows in this column where it says text. And if you can see that he's got more than one space between the text. Okay, he's got like 1, 2, 3, actually 3 spaces there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces here, etc. Okay, so it's not single space, which is what should be for normal text. Okay, and what the trim function does is in a separate column. This was the issue that Salita had. You open a separate column and then you say, let me just do that again separately here. Okay, I'll call it. It's just a heading, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, trim, always you begin a function with equals. Okay, so open bracket and then it says text. That means you need to point to the cell. Okay, now when it says text, you can also just put in actual text, but that doesn't make sense. But let me just show you that. Okay, put quotation and then say 3 spaces. Hello, 2 spaces. There, everybody. Okay, I'll put some space here also. Put some extra spaces here. Okay, and I could just close the bracket now, and it will give you hello there, everybody, with no space this side or that side. Okay, so you can put text normally, but it's not a very useful function if you just put text there. Okay, so what you do is you put trim and then you go to another cell where you want that editing to be done. Okay, and so here what we've done is trim B4 and then just close the bracket. Okay, and if you see all the excess spaces have gone. Okay, and the benefit of this is you can just drag down the formula to as many rows as you have. If you've got 1000 rows, you could drag it down 1000 rows. Okay, and it will do the same function. Okay, I'm going to drag it down, and that's by going to the corner of the cell. Once you get the plus sign, you can just drag it down. Okay, right now what pardon me, what I've done is dragged it down into spaces where there's nothing written. Okay, so let me just do the other one that I did. Hello, everybody. Okay, okay, my spelling is wrong. It's not going to correct spelling. It'll only take spaces out. Okay. So because you got the formula here, anything you type here, even if you accidentally put some spaces, it will clean up. Okay. What I do normally is basically I want this column. Okay. So what I do is once I finish the editing, I just copy the whole thing. This is how you select things, by using your mouse. Hold down the left button and just drag down. Okay. And then right click and say copy. Okay, now I've copied all this. Then I go here and then I right click here, and then there are many paste options. If you go to paste special, you see all the options for pasting. And if you choose paste values, then it will paste the actual value. And let me explain that before I do that. If you look into the cell here, it is a formula. Okay, if these this text is the result of the formula. So if I just copy this as it is, okay, it will copy the formula, not the text. Okay, let me just copy. This is the now. See, what happens is it's saying trim and it's going to the left, and there's no more spaces after A, because this was two columns away, right? This, if you remember, this one was trim B4, which is C, D, 2 columns away. So this will go proportionately to the left, and it's running out of columns. So that's why it's giving an error. Okay. So that's not what I want. Let me just undo it. What I need to do is copy this. Okay. And paste what is called values. Okay. Paste values, which means whatever is the actual value there will be pasted here. So now I have the cleaned up data, and now I can delete this column. Okay, Sarita, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I always do it, because the editing or cleaning up function has to be done in a separate cell. Then you copy it into the original cell where which is needed in the table. Okay, with the right heading and everything. Okay, so you have that. Okay, fine. And you have to paste values. Another way to paste values is oh, I don't have it now anymore. Okay. Let's say I just copy this. Okay, I was just undoing. That's why I'm able to get this. Don't worry. You can also, this 1, 2, 3 actually means values. Okay. So without going to paste special and then choosing values, you can also go to paste, and then this is the full formula. It will copy the formula. Okay. This one paste values. Okay. This one will paste only whatever formula is there, which is similar to this. This will paste only the format. If you've got big text or small text or different color, it will only paste the format. Okay, so but this is the one these two are the ones we use normally. So paste values, it gives me the same thing as I did when I went to paste special and then values. It gave the same thing. Okay, now you notice once I paste values, it has no reference to that original formula. It just takes the output from the formula and you can paste it anywhere you want. Okay. Okay, there. All right. Let me finish that. So that's trim. Okay, then we did, what is that? Upper, lower, and proper. That is not a problem, right? I mean, it's quite easy. Basically, this is proper. What proper, again, with reference to a certain cell, if you do proper and then B4, okay, what it gives is, it capitalizes the first letter of each word. Okay, let me just do that again, like I showed you guys. Okay, proper. We'll use the same text, no problem. Okay, so you'll get the same result. Don't worry, but I just want to add some more. That's why. So I'm just copying it till here, just roughly. Okay. Then we say this is a proper function. Okay. I've already got the formula in this column. Okay, so as soon as I press enter, you know what happens? It is put capitals for each and every word. Okay, which may not be always correct, because I don't think anyone ever puts capital for is. Okay, but it's better than not having capitals. Okay, anyway, that's what the proper function does. Okay, now let me in the same text do the upper function. Okay, equals upper. What upper does is converts all the letters to capitals. Okay, upper B4 will give you hello world. Okay, in capitals. It will, in fact, it will convert all of them to capitals. Okay, including my thing. So basically that's what it does. Again, as I said, normally if this is what you wanted, you would copy it and paste it here as a value, so that your original column has got all capitals, and then you delete the editing column. Okay, once you're done. But only if you paste values. If you paste formulae, then you'll be in trouble if you delete it. Okay. All right, that is upper. Then lower is just the opposite. Everything gets converted to lowercase. Okay, all the first letters get converted to lowercase. No, I think even in between gets converted to lowercase. We can check that. Okay. Okay, as you can see, yeah, here if you notice, there was a capital R, okay, and a capital D. All of that gets converted to lower. Similar thing for upper. Everything gets converted to upper, and proper will convert. Okay, let's just take a look at. Yeah, even this was proper. You remember? So it actually made this R and this D small. Okay, it's got a big R capital R and capital D. And when you did proper, only the first letter is capital. Okay, so these are the three functions for the handling the case of the text, upper or lower or proper. Okay. Then we did the left function, which is basically being able to select the leftmost part of any text defined by the number of characters that you define. Okay, so for example, you just say a left. Okay, left, and then go. Okay, B4 is our favorite cell at the moment. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to say, okay, how many characters? Because when you say left, it goes to the first character on the left-hand side, okay? And then you have to mention a number, which is, let's say, 5, okay? What it will do is take the first 5 letters from the left-hand side, and that is the value you will get, okay? So if I say left B4, 5, I get A, B, C, D, E, which is the first 5 characters here, okay? Right? So if same thing, if I drag it down, all of them, it will take the first 5 characters, okay? Now, the thing is, let me just do 6 here, okay? Okay, it's given John A. I thought it will count the space, not bad. It has not counted the space. 1, 2. Oh, because, yeah, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. What it did the first time around was it did take the space. Sorry, man. I can't count the number. Okay. So here, actually, if I, let me just paste it here as a value, okay? And then you will see that it's got one extra space. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's because I asked for first 5 characters and the 5th character in John Adam Smith happens to be a space. It will take that also. So ideally you do this and then do another trim on it if in case just to delete the space functions, okay? Space cases rather, okay? Okay. Right is very similar. Okay, let me do it here itself. Okay, right is very similar, except that it starts from the right hand side. Okay. For let's say, okay, I'm keeping it as 5. Okay. So what it does is takes the last 5 characters counting from the rightmost character. So you get C, D, F, G. Okay. Similarly, if you do these, you will get the last 5 characters. Okay. All of them are 5. Okay, good. So this is right. What we did earlier was left. And now we will do something called the mid function. Okay. And the mid function is where you take certain number of characters it has to be sequential. You cannot take from here and there, at least not that I know of. Okay. But you can take from any part of the text. Okay. Let me just show you that. Equals mid. And then you go back to B4. And then now this has 2 values you have to enter. One is where do you want to start taking from? Okay. Which will be the from the left hand side, which is the end that you want. Let's say I want to start with D, which D is the 4th character. So I say 4. Okay, I put full stop there. 4. And then I want to just take 2 characters. I want to just take D and E. Okay, so comma, I want to go for 2 spaces. Okay. So I get D and E. Did you all follow that? The text that you want to work with, from which position you want to start taking the information and how many characters from that position. That's what it is, okay? So, okay. See, John, I've taken 2, but N and space, okay? Similarly here, again, John Adam Smith, if I take 2 from position 4, okay, it is N plus a space. That's why you get only 1 character here. Actually, there is a built-in space also there, okay? So that's the mid function. Any questions on them?
Can we use proper and
What?
can we use 2 functions like proper and left?
Together?
Okay.
Yeah, of course you can. Okay, there's as far as I know, you can indefinitely combine functions. Let's try that. Okay. You want to do You want to do left and okay.
proper.
Left.
and proper.
This one.
Equal to.
Oh, what happened? Sorry, equals. My gosh. Okay. I told you I'm sleepy at this time of the day. Okay.
Chai കുടിച്ചാലോ?
ചായ കുടിക്കാൻ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ ആരുമില്ല കേട്ടോ. ഞാൻ തന്നെ പോയി ഉണ്ടാക്കേണ്ടി വരും. Okay. All right. Left. We are taking the first 4 characters. Okay. Let's take 5 characters. Now you're asking. Okay. This is what it will give normally. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. We already saw that. Now you want to add the proper function. You have to do it before the left. Okay. So left is the inner function which will work. So equals proper and then open a bracket. Okay. And close bracket because proper only needs the reference to the space. It doesn't need any numbers or anything, right? There you go. Okay. So same thing. All of them get converted to proper or any of the others. You can do upper if you want. Okay. Okay, it'll give the same effect. Okay. Upper is like this. Okay. All of them become upper or you can do lower. So you can do a combination but can you do left and right together? I don't know. Let's try. Okay. What are the other ones? Lower, right? Okay. Lower, which will give all in small letters. There you go. Okay. Can you do left and right together? Let's try. Okay, I'll leave that column there. Okay. Equals left B4 first 5 characters.
Right of.
Let's say 6 characters. Okay. Then actually I do right here because left is the first function. Right. So this returns a value. This left B4, 6 returns a value. On that value, I want to take the rightmost 2 characters. Okay. So I put 2. There you go. Okay. You get EF because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is up to F. Then from F, I want to take only 2 going to the left. So you can do left and right together. I guess you could do any combination. Why don't you all work it out and try a few things, including the mid. Okay. The only thing what you need to notice is if you want EF, then right should be the outer function and left should be the inner function. Okay. If you do it the other way around, you'll get a different answer. If you do left here and right inside, you'll get completely different answer. Okay. Well, oops. Okay. So you get something else, right? Yeah, it was DE earlier, right? So you need to know which function to work on first, and then the second, the one you work on first should be inside the innermost nesting, we call it. When something is inside brackets, you call it nesting. Okay. Nested functions they are called. So that is the function that will work first. Even in arithmetic, if any of you all remember the BODMAS principle, brackets is always first. Okay. Is activated first. Okay. So if you've got multiple brackets, then the innermost bracket is the one that will work first. Okay. That works good for Excel also. All right. Okay. So we've done that. Then we did concatenation. I don't know how to pronounce that. Concatenation. Okay. Which is, let's just, I want to just show you all something. Okay. So we'll do that here itself. Okay, no, we'll go to that. We'll go to that sheet. We'll go to that sheet. But he doesn't have a good sheet. That's the problem. Okay, let's say Philip Mohan. Now these are separate cells. Ajit, guess what's coming? Great. Okay, great guy. Okay.
Get visionary.
Okay, now these are all in separate cells. Okay, if I refer to cell B4, B whatever, it will only give me Philip. Okay, right? Got that? Now I want to put all these together. So what I need to do is, I forget, I'll tell you all the way I do it. Okay, because that's easier for me. Equals, then I go to the first cell. Okay, Fine. Then I add the ampersand, which is the same as concatenate, except concatenate has to come in the beginning. Okay. Then if I do Mohan, and sorry, then I do is, and I do comma. I'm adding ampersand for each cell. Okay. That's it. Okay. Okay. What happens is I didn't cater for the spaces in between, except that it seems to have, I think A has got double space. No. Okay.
And then
Okay. So when I do concatenation, I have to make sure that I add the space. So then what I do is after the first one, I put a quotation and a space and another concatenation ampersand. After each one, I have to do that. Okay. Ampersand, space, and ampersand, space, ampersand, space. Oh, so many of them. Oh my gosh. Ampersand, space. Okay, only two more. Only one more, as a matter of fact. Okay. What I've done is inserted spaces between each of the things that I'm bringing together. Oh, wait. Oh, we go. Lovely.
You have a bracket there.
Okay, I got a bracket.
Vanchan, how did your cursor go to the mistake directly?
I think the Excel does that for you when it knows, when it's not able to see a formula. Okay. So here you get now with the spaces. So you need to add spaces to make things look better. Okay. I showed that with dates last time, if you remember. Okay, then we'll go to that function now. The text function. Okay. Now the text function is something that converts non-textual numbers or anything else into text. Okay. And the text function's formula is very simple. You got to do text, then you refer to the field, whatever it is. Okay. And then you put the format. Okay. Okay. Let's do my telephone number, as I said. Okay. +91 8754034225. Okay. That's my telephone number. Okay. Don't worry about this. Okay. I think. Okay. Now it's a proper number. Okay. If I want to do a text function for this so that it comes like the Indian number format, which I don't know what the format is, but we can do it anyway. Okay. As of now, it's a number. Okay. I say text, this one, and then I have to give a format, and always the format is between quotes. Okay. So we said, what did we say? Plus hash, right? Yeah. And space, no, sorry. Yeah. 1 2 3 4 5 dash 1 2 3 4 5. I hope it comes correct. I have no idea. Oh, there you go. Okay, not bad. Okay, the hash represents any number. Okay, basically any number. If there is no value there, it will give blank. That's my understanding. Okay, let me see. If I take off the 5, what happens? Okay. Yeah, see, it just gives a blank. Okay. So that's the effect of the hash. Whereas we will go to number formats later. I don't want to do that today. Okay. So this is a text format. Okay. The function is text, the field that you want to work on, and then you give a format. Okay. Now, for example, I've got today's date, which is 31/3/21. Okay. Right. And I want to give it in, remember we did this last week. Okay. I want to give multiple text functions relating to the date. Okay. So I go to text here, and then I say, I just want the day of the week for 31st. Okay. So for day of the week, you have to put D 4 times, 1 2 3 4. Okay. Then you close the bracket and you'll get Wednesday, okay? And if I change it to, what's Easter? 4th, is it? Should be Sunday, there you go. Easter is always Sunday, right? Okay. Anyway, so what's happened here is, from the date, I've taken out the day of the week, okay? Now you can have multiple functions for using text for date. You can do text. I'm going back to the same thing. This time I want the month in text, okay? And again, if you want the month in text, you put MMM if you want only 3 characters, or if you want the full month, you put 4 characters, okay? And I close. Okay, April. So if I put only 3, what happens? It will give me only APR, okay? Sometimes in some of your reports, it may be better to stick to 3 because it gives a uniform length, whereas September, November is bigger than March, April. So I like it to look nice and neat, okay, any kind of data. So it might be just better to use 3, but that's your choice. And I'm just showing you what you can do, okay? I have no idea what will happen if I do 5 M's, but let's try it, okay? I think it'll still just, okay, it doesn't give anything. It gives, I think it goes back to number 1. Okay, let's try 6 then. Oh, give the whole thing. So I have no idea. Okay, but basically 3 or 4. You don't have to worry about the others because I've never tried it in my life. Okay, similarly, you can get the whole date in a format that is acceptable. Text. I'm going to the same date thing, okay? And then I want to say, let me see if that's possible. DD. No, sorry. MMMM DD, comma, YYYY, okay? So if MMM is 4, it gives you the full month. Remember, I told you that, okay? So it gives you April 4th, 2021. If you want to delete the 0, then what you should do is probably just be, I don't know, let me try. Yeah, okay, let me try. 2421. Yeah, so if you don't want the 0, you just have to put a single D, okay? It'll, I mean, even if you put 24th, it will pick up 24th. It will not give you the leading 0. Whereas if you put DD, it will put 2 characters in for the date. And if there is no character, then it will put 0, okay? So basically, this is it for text function, but you can work on it in multiple ways, and we'll look at it a little later, how we can use it practically. So I think this is all we looked at last time when we looked at text functions, okay? So we'll close with that, and there are many more, as you can see. We've done about 4 or 5. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, exactly half. Not too bad. Okay, today what I want to look at is, first of all, how to create tables. And what a table is basically is a more structured and defined format for a database. Okay, let's go. I'm going to close this sheet now. Okay, and I'll share the other one now, which is yeah, okay, let's go here. You seeing it? Okay. This is basically a recipe sheet, okay? And this is the output part. Okay, now this was done for Ajit a long time ago when he needed some help for some of the work he was doing. Okay, and as I said, mostly he's been an accountant or an accounts manager in the hospitality business, in catering specifically. Okay, so here what I have is a sheet that will give you, let me show you, okay. I have a drop down list, okay. Main category is 4 types: breakfast, desserts, marquee, salad, sauces, and sides, okay. So let's say I go to desserts, okay. If I go to desserts, then it will give me what are the various desserts available here. This is the next sub-selection. It's like the filtering, if you remember, okay? It is a kind of filtering, but we're doing it in a more sophisticated way, that's all, okay? So, okay, desserts, they've got biscuits, biscuit chocolate, and biscuit strawberry. Let's go for strawberry. Okay, and then, as I said, I need the refresh, which is a macro to bring in the information, okay? If I press refresh, what I get is all the items or the ingredients that make up the strawberry biscuit, okay? What is the quantity and what's the unit of the quantity? What's the cost? What's the amount? And what's the percentage of the total cost? So you get the total cost, and then there are other consumables which are not part of this, like oil and salt, pepper, whatever, okay? Things that you don't add to the recipe, but nevertheless you got to add to the recipe, if you know what I mean, okay? Add to the making of the stuff, I mean. So there is a percentage we add for the cost of consumables. I don't know if, yeah, it's actually some information he gave me. So the total serving cost is so much, and he's got a selling price which he gave me. And as you can see, I picked it up from somewhere, this huge formula here. Okay, so I get the profit and the profit percentage. So this is basically a sheet that is using information. Now let's see where we go to the information, okay? Here I've got something called the menu master table. Okay, well, as you can see, there are many. Oh, okay, by the way, I found out how to get rid of the people on the side. Okay, good. Yeah. Here I've got multiple tables. Okay, for marquee, I've got the various items. The marquee's got 32 different marquees that Ajit was selling at one time, and these are the names of the marquees. Okay, marquee is some kind of sushi, right, Ajit? What is it? Marquee?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a kind of sushi. Okay, they've got marquee, they've got salads, they've got sauces, sides, and there was breakfast, if you remember. Okay, I don't see breakfast. Where is it? Oh, yeah, yes, breakfast. I missed it. Breakfast, desserts. So I've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tables. Okay, now why am I calling this a table? Because I have defined it as a table. Okay, if I go here and I go to, where's it? Ajit Bhai, where's the table? Okay. It's supposed to give you the table name here. I'm not getting it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, here we go. Sites. I can't see it. This must be it. Yeah, okay, this is actually, my name is very unwieldy, okay? It's actually menu master sites, okay? So this table is called menu master sites. This table is called menu master sauces. And this table is called menu master salads. This is called maki. And desserts and breakfast, okay? They are named by a specific name, okay? Now, okay, what is a table? Let me just.
Can I ask a doubt?
Yes, of course, Anju, yeah.
How did you give the name for the table?
Yeah, we'll come to that, okay? Let me just, I'm just copying this information here, okay? Okay, now this is not a table. This is just a normal database, okay? And I like to highlight the heading always, okay? All right, this is a normal database, and this is how you would normally input. This is how we looked at it earlier, right? Just like this, okay? But what happens is if you want to work a little bit more sophisticated on the data, it is important that you almost always convert your database into a table. Now, how to convert it into a table is fairly simple. You can go anywhere inside the data. Okay, now this is inside the data. Actually, this is also inside the data. And then I go to insert, okay? And here there is a table, okay? So I just click on that. And then it asks me, is this the range that you want? Okay, so it says K60 to N92. This is K60, as you can see. And at the very bottom is the N92. So, okay, I lost that. Let me just go again, okay? right? I go to table, okay, and it's asked me, is this the area that you want to have as your table? I say yes. It asks me, does your table have headers? And it does have headers, so I'm ticking the box. And I say okay, and it is converted to a table, okay? It's as simple as that, okay? What the use is for, we will, other than it looking so much better, if you notice, it's automatically got the filters there, okay? Now, if you want to change the colors, you can change the color and stuff like that, okay? It's not that important, okay? Sometimes I find the colors get a bit wonky for me, okay? I prefer this one, anyway. Oh, not this, sorry. I prefer this one. Yeah, this is the one I like, okay? So you can change the color and stuff like that. Okay, now what happens now is this has become a table, and you want to keep adding, right? Maybe his chef comes and says, Ajit bhai, I just brought another 7 new marquee items. Okay, I need you to add them to your master file. Okay, and normally you would go say marquee MAK 33, blah, 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 whatever the name is, and I don't know what this column is, the price, okay? It's all the same price anyway. And then you would add the other 7 like that, okay? But the simplest way to do this is you can just go inside the table, and I'll show you all how to get this particular thing called form. You click on form, and immediately you have an input form here, okay? So we're going to say marquee, what is it? MAK 33, right? 033. What do you want to call it?
Sorry, where did you get the form from?
I will show you that, okay?
I'm looking from the phone, so it's a bit. when
No,
I
the
see-
form, it will not be on your Excel. I'll show you how, okay?
Yeah, even I was wondering.
So you can either press enter or press new. Okay, did it get added? No, it didn't get added. What happened? Oh, no, sorry, I got to press new first. Okay, then click marquee and item code A033. Oh, okay. So I should not have pressed enter, but it's added here if you notice. Okay.
Yes.
I can go to that sheet. Actually, I can go to find. Okay. MAK 033. Then I say find next, find previous. Okay, it gives me that. Then I can add the description because I forgot.
Sanita special.
1.5 Sanita special. Okay. Do you like sushi, Sanita?
No, I don't.
Okay, this is the one that is a sushi, which is not a sushi. Okay. You press new. You can go and add the next one. See, wherever you are in the sheet, it will add it at the next level. Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't automatically add the title and stuff, but MAK 034. Jumbo. Okay, 1.5. If I press enter, it's added there. Okay. So this is a way to easily add data into a sheet. Only if it's a table you can do that. If it's just a database, you cannot do that. Okay. So now let me show, and it will pick up all the columns that are there. Now let me show you how to add this. Okay. Now I need to take this out first. Okay, so how can I do it?
Did you already show how it was made a table?
Yeah, I just showed you that. Were you what?
Oh, sorry.
Because
okay.
I copied this information down here
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
made it a table, right?
Is this being recorded?
No, it's not recorded
Yeah, it is.
as a macro, no, but recorded for YouTube, yes. Okay.
Yes, good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let
do
me
you
just
say
show
when
you
you
all
click it?
that. Okay. Where do I go here? Okay. I'm just removing it for the time being. Okay. Now the form is not there. Okay. This is how your sheet is looking, presumably. So what you got to do is there is a small bit on the top left-hand corner, which is called the quick access menu. Okay. This portion here. You can add many things there. I normally add print and stuff like that. Okay, it gives you options here. I want a quick print. I've got that, so I don't have to go to file, print, and all that. Okay.
Shortcut, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a quick access menu. Okay.
Okay.
If you want spelling, I never knew. I never used that. Okay, but going for the form. Okay, you got to go here and then see more commands. Can you see that?
Yes.
More
Yeah.
commands for your quick access toolbar. You go to more commands, you get a sheet like this, okay? And from here, instead of popular, it is now showing you what is there in the quick access menu. But these are all the available items you can add there. Okay, obviously there are too many of them, right? Okay, but it's not in the popular commands. Forms is in the, you have to go to all commands, okay? And then search for forms, okay? If you go to F, A, B, C, D, E, F, L, M, N, O, forms, okay? You click on forms and then click on add, it will come into the quick access. Now, if I say, okay, it will come back up here, okay? You saw that? I've got the printer which I added now, which was very simple. Adding the print was because it's here, I just need to select it, okay, no problem. But to add the forms one, I had to go through the more commands, choose all commands, and then pick up forms and add it here, and then say okay, so it'll come. So once you have this, you can go inside any sheet, okay? If I want to go here and add desserts, okay, I can just go there and click forms, okay? I should be able to. I'm getting too smart for my boots.
It's another sheet, right?
What happened? Okay, I got to figure that out. Maybe I didn't do something.
You
It was
did
on
make it
other
a
sheet,
table,
right?
No, these are all tables actually, so it should.
but it doesn't have the filter sign.
Yeah.
Let me try. No, something went wrong. Let me just see. We have to move it. All commands. I think you can type F and it'll go to, yeah, it does go to. No, that's not what I want. Okay, very strange. Okay, maybe I was. Okay. I have no idea. It's supposed to work now. Let me just remove the quick printer. Does that have anything to do with it? That's so strange. I showed it to you guys, right? My God. All right. I am not sure. Let me just close this and start again because should be simple enough. If it doesn't work each time, then it's no point me teaching you. You guys will get only more confused. Okay, I've got forms here already. Oh my gosh.
Just open it one more time.
Yeah. What's happening? Should work.
Have you shared the sheet?
Oh, okay. I haven't shared the sheet, but it's not working anyway. So hang on. Just share the
Let's
sheet.
do it again, one more time.
Let me just share the sheet. Okay, we'll have to look at that later because I am not sure why it's not working. Okay, it should work because it comes on when I'm in the table. It comes on. Okay. I am not sure. We'll have to look at that later. Okay. Which is a bit awkward. But anyway, let me just try something else.
Copy this.
Just copying data. Anju, you can follow now because this is how
Yeah.
we make a table. Okay. Just you got some data and it's all arranged neatly. And you can go anywhere inside the sheet and say insert table.
Table.
And then it'll ask you if your table has headers. You say okay because it does have headers. Okay. And it becomes a table straight away.
Okay.
So it looks neater, but it's also got other functions like form, except that I'm not able to do it now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just refusing to work.
You
Okay.
have to click on form, right?
I'm not sure why it's not working.
You have to click on form. You clicked on form?
Yeah, I clicked on form. Yeah. Yeah. It's just giving me an option. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, that was supposed to be my big thing for today. But I'll sort it out for next week. Okay. So what I've done for this one actually is I've not used forms. I actually typed them in. Okay. In this case. Okay. Where is this coming from? I don't know. I seem to be completely lost today.
Undo.
Where did the red line come from?
Your
Anyway.
presentation. Presentation, that laser pointer.
Yeah, but I didn't present anything, did I? Yeah, normally for this one, I use it. It's gone anyway, praise God. All right. Yeah, I actually entered these based on what Ajit gave me. But what's happening here, when we choose, this is a drop-down list, okay? And if you right-click, or not right-click, actually, you go to the edge of it and you click on it. And sorry, if you go inside the cell and go to data validation, okay? And click it. It's got multiple types, but go to the first one, data validation. No. Okay. This is supposed to be coming from somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. Where is it coming from?
Validation input.
Am I disabled macros or something? Okay, I've got some hidden rows. Let me just hidden columns rather. Oh, that's a different one. There's just two of them. Where is it picking it up from, Ajit?
Data validation.
Just
Input.
Yeah, I went to data validation. I went here.
Input tab. Click the input tab.
Input.
Just click on data validation first.
Say no.
Input, no.
No, it should have gone to the place that I have the validation.
Yes, yes.
Oh boy, I should have prepared more. What about this? Yeah, this one's got so funny.
List here.
source alle.
Should not list on the breakfast.
No, why is this one? Okay, why is this one not giving me the same thing? Okay, let me say yes there. See what happens.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Okay. For some reason, I needed to say yes. Okay. So this breakfast is being taken from a list of items which are in this area, M3 to M8. Okay. If I go, okay, M is here actually. M is in between here. I've hidden it. So let me unhide it. Okay. M3 to M8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, M8. Okay. So I've actually typed these in here, and this particular one, when I have the when I go to this, and why am I not even getting the arrow? My gosh, I always have problems with it. Sheesh. Okay. Maybe I'm still on the input sheet. No. I give up. Okay. Here also it will be the same thing. It will be going to the same reference. Okay, M3 to M8. Okay, let's just. So what I've done is basically I've typed out the names, and through this data validation function, you're able to choose one of them in a drop-down list. Okay, we can do that little later because today it's actually I can show that to you quickly. Okay, suppose you want to input something here. Okay, let me make it nice and big, and it's what can I say? Let me say some other items. Okay, what's it? Okay, like what I'm ordering nowadays.
Drinks.
Okay. We get that here. Okay.
Oh.
Momo.
അത്രയ്ക്കായോ?
ഞാനിപ്പോ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്താ വിചാരിച്ചത്? ഓക്കെ,
ഞാൻ കുബൂസാണ്.
കുബൂസും കിട്ടും ഇവിടെ ലുലുല്. ഓക്കെ, വൺ മോർ ഐറ്റം. എന്താ? Okay, now I've got these 4 items and I want to choose from them here. Okay, so what I do is this is the cell. First of all, I want to make it nice and beautiful. So I will go and remember what I told you about the yeah, the shadows and stuff. Okay, then I will choose white and I will do here and here. Okay, okay, so you see it looks like a block now. Yeah,
Yes.
it's only just from the borders. Okay, now here I want to call the data validation. So I go to data validation and it gives, click on data validation and it gives me this option. Do I want any value? No, I want a list. Okay, and then it asks me where is the list. I go here and I just choose those 4. Okay, and then I click enter. Okay, and then you notice then if I go here, I can choose any of them. So whichever one I choose will be put into that cell. Okay, so this is a kind of data validation so that people will not make errors when they type it in, and the only options they have are these 4. There are other options. Let's just go back there, data validation, and we'll close with this really because I have to figure out what happened to my form. Okay, you can have it says ignore blank. Maybe we can take, because suppose you had put 5 rows and the 5th row is a blank, it will show that up. Okay, you can say no, don't ignore blanks. Okay, and it's an in cell drop down. If you don't click in cell drop down, it will not give you the option, but you must type in one of the 4 with the correct spelling and everything. Okay, so this is fine. Then you notice these other 2 tabs, input message. Now I can give an input message. Choose item. Okay, well, I don't know, you can put some message here. Let's see what happens. Don't worry about the spelling. Okay, and then if you choose something wrong, you can say please the right value. Okay, okay, so now when I go here, it says choose menu item. This helps you to decide on your menu. Okay, and let's say I try to just type in something, hello. Okay, which is of course not one of the options. Okay, it says please input the right value. So you saw what happens to those two tabs, the description tab and the error tab. Okay. This is how you can use those two. Okay. You go somewhere else, it disappears. Only when you're in this, it shows up. Okay. So you got the input message and the error alert. Okay. Both are useful to make things user friendly. Okay. Choose the font in Pura and I'll go from there. So that is data validation in a very limited way. And I'm really sorry about I'm going to stop this now, the form, but yeah, I'm open to questions.
But I want to ask you, just open the form. Just one question. I think except Ani, the rest of us were there for the advanced filter function, right?
Yeah.
So in this sheet, where have you used the advanced filter function?
I have to check, Baba. Not only I have to do it for you, I have to teach you also. So, wait, I have to open it first. Hold on. Oh yeah, this is one.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see, because I've got multiple tabs here, right? Okay. Not here. I think this one. Yeah, it comes here. Okay. So when okay, let's go back there. Let me just check my messages. Hold on. Oh, nothing important. Okay.
Yeah,
This guy's filter is completely. Maybe I did, let me just go and do that again. Okay. So when I choose salads, okay, and I choose the rock and roll shrimp salad, okay. Before I do refresh, let's just go there and see what's happened there. See, this has not changed yet. Okay, this is still the old one, but here it has put salad one and product ID is rock and roll shrimp salad. Okay, let's just go there. Salad 001, and this is if you go to the menu master for salads. Okay. Okay, rock and roll shrimp salad is SLA 001. And the recipe costing table, what is the VRE 002. Yeah, see, these are all the items for the rock and roll shrimp salad. Is that correct, Ajit?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because I've given it a code, okay? How do I know the code? Yeah, okay, BRE 002. Sorry, this is something else. Okay. Yeah, in fact, this is the one. Both of them show the same thing. So it's already changed it. All these together make the salad. Now, when I do the refresh here, oh, so I was wrong, right? That was for breakfast. Okay. It's mixed lettuce, shrimps, and wasabi flakes. Okay. Now that means I got to find out, because of these two tables, I'm getting a bit confused. Okay. Yeah, mixed lettuce, shrimps, and wasabi. Where did that come from? That's a good question. I must be having it here. Salad. Oh. Yeah. Have I hidden anything here? Okay, it needs only salad 001. This is for the second one. This is for the first one. If I've got two sheets here, right? Okay, that's why it's having those two together. I tried to delete the one before I came to you, but so when it says salad one, it goes to the menu master, salad 001. Okay. And where exactly is the menu, Ajit? I have to figure that out now. SAL 001, sorry.
You're
Yeah,
looking for
it's here, yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the BRE. I should go to SAL 001, where I have these three, okay? So it has come to this
Any
table
room for
and
bigger?
picked it up through an advanced filter, okay? By just this one command only, that the product ID should be SAL 001, and then you type it here. All the columns that are here is here, okay? Now what this is basically a detailed recipe listing, which is not segregating between the items except by the code, okay? So BRE001 is a one particular item. It needs all these ingredients. BRE002 is another item, okay? And the definition of BRE is in the menu master table. Okay, BRE is obviously breakfast, right? So yeah, see BRE 001, 2 and 3 are breakfast items, and they are their ingredients are shown here, okay, up to here. Okay, what the selection advanced filter is doing is, suppose I choose, let's say we choose now BRE 003, okay, which is the third item in the breakfast. Let's just change that, okay? Go to breakfast, and then we choose the third item, which is eggplant, crispy potato, and zaatar, okay? And then I refresh it. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 8 items. So if you go here, this was 3, right? If this should have 8 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, all this has come there now, okay? This has come here, but actually the advanced filtering is putting it here. And from here, I'm just copying it there, okay? The filter is what pastes it here, because here you notice there's no formula, nothing. The filter has actually pasted it here, the advanced filter. And in this sheet is just the copying, okay? There are some editing controls, but basically it is going and copying from that table that we just created, this table. Okay, it's not a table, it's just it's a database. So this is a kind of advanced filter. It is going to this recipe sheet, picking up all the items that are under a particular menu item, and then pasting it here, and from here, copying it here. All the other stuff that you see here is basically not to have errors coming here. Like some items are only, you remember the salad had only 3 items, right? Okay, let's just go to the salad again. Okay, we choose that rock and roll shrimp salad and put refresh. If you notice, see, these rows are all blank now, okay? Now that requires some editing function in the formula, okay? Like it says, now if something happens, then just put a space. If you put 2 quotation marks without a space, then basically it means you have nothing in that cell, okay? So I've got conditions for which you don't put anything in the cell, and those conditions are basically, have you run out of items, okay? If you run out of items, please don't try to run the formula again, okay? So those are a bit complicated, and but that's what you'll need to learn, and we will get there one fine day on how to make forms look neat and clean without causing all kinds of error fields and stuff coming. Okay, Ajit, what next?
No, this was really a complex, or advanced level of this dashboard.
Yeah, it was. I learned a little bit about sushi also in the
high-end formulas. Yeah.
But this is how I learned, okay? And Salita, that's what I keep telling you. So you need to start using it for things that you want, and that's the best way to learn some of the formulae. And I always learned everything like that, applying it for myself initially, and then my friends would come and ask, and I would love to do it because it would help me to learn more, okay? And I had time in those days. So although Leela complained, but yeah, anyone else has got questions? Anju, you, I'll have to sort out the form for you. Sorry, Ajit.
Excellent.
Sorry?
No, the advanced filter is really awesome, excellent function I learned through you. the advanced filter.
Yeah, advanced filter
really
is,
good.
there is one more uniqueness about advanced filter, which I don't know that well, but let me just see if I can get it. Okay. Let's take that. Okay, if you okay, we'll just do the advanced filter ourselves without going to a macro. Okay. Now I'm in this sheet, right? And I'm going to remember how we did it. Advanced filter, list range, it's automatically picked up that sheet. The criteria range, I want to put it here now, not M1 to M2. Actually, there's only one criteria, right? Oh, sorry. Start again. Advanced filter, right? Criteria range. I just want it.
Title need to be copied.
It has to be M1 M2. Okay. And then copy to, I'm going to put it, copy to another. You have to select copy to another location, otherwise it won't work. Okay.
What was the criteria range? I didn't get that.
I'll show you that. That's where you put the values that you want. Okay. Let's see. Oh, how does this go? Yeah. Okay. J22 to J23. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Heading.
I should have put the headings before. Okay, let me just show what I wanted to show you all is I'm going to copy only these three. Okay, actually these two and this. Okay, I hope that works. Okay, now from the database, I'm choosing only three columns. Okay, and theoretically it should be able to work. So I want product ID. And I'm going to put now ERE003. Okay. Now let me go and do advanced filter one more time. That's correct. This one is also correct. And then copy to. Okay, see what's happened now is I didn't put the whole table. Okay. I didn't put all the columns of the table. I just put the columns that I wanted. Did you all follow that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you know, especially in that that education thing table, it had hundreds of columns, right? It had start date for this and finishing date and how many times they attempted. So when you have multiple columns and you really need only 5 or 6 of those for your advanced filter, you type out the names of those in a particular place, and then when you come to the advanced filter. Copy to another location. The copy to, you select those headings. Okay, now let's say I select only the first two. Okay, I'm selecting only these two. Okay, so in effect, this is not there anymore. Okay, right, and I'll choose another item. Okay, and actually, let me delete this now so that you don't get confused. Okay, let's say dessert 002. Okay, now I go to advanced. That's okay. This is also okay. Instead of copy to, I will just say these two and say okay. Okay. Okay, see now it is not picked up unit cost because I selected only these two columns.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something I learned very recently in advanced filter. You don't need to always have the entire table listed out in your advanced filter. You can actually choose which columns you want. Okay. you don't even have to choose the product ID, which is the criteria. You don't have to. You can, let's try that. I mean, okay, we don't have product ID. Okay, let's say. And we have only ingredient and cost. Okay. Or we can, anything else? And we'll put unit also. Let's see if it comes unit after the ingredient will work. I'm not sure. Okay. It might not. Okay, let's go back to advanced. That's okay. This is okay. Copy to another location. And I'm going this, and this. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, see, even though I put it out of a sequence, it is still picking up the, by the way, this is Desert O2. Let's just go there. Desert O2 is here. Okay, in fact, Desert O2 has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Okay, and it's pulled up the unit cost and the unit of measurement. Okay, it's sort of irrelevant here, but I'm just saying you can pick up only the columns that you need in the advanced filter, and it does not have to be the column for the criteria. Okay, you chose a criteria which is the ID of the dessert. Okay, but I don't want that listed here because obviously they're all going to be it's going to be the same thing, right? All of them are going to be DES 002.
Yeah.
So I don't need that. So this is the latest thing that I learned on advanced filter, that you don't need to have all the columns. If you notice, when I did it for Ajit, I had all the columns. Okay, this is where Ajit's sheet is working from. Okay, and it had all the columns, including the ones that have absolutely no information. Okay, I put that in because I thought I had to put that in. Okay, so this is the new thing where, but then you have to type it in. Here you don't have to type it in; it'll automatically put in the column header. Okay, it'll take it from here. But once you put it in here and then say, okay, this is the range I want you to paste it to, it knows that, okay, I need to go and pick up the ingredient name. I need to go and pick up the unit cost. I need to go and pick up the unit of measurement. Okay, what else, Ajit? Ajit bhai.
Over to Salita.
I need to work on this myself to figure out.
Yeah, no, you think of some practical use first. That will be the easiest way, because working in abstract will not help actually. Okay, you think of something where you've got. We can discuss it separately, Salita. Okay.
Yeah.
Where we have a lot of records. You mentioned records from decades past, right?
Charity
I don't know what are the columns you have for each person. What kind of information you have, last visit, first visit, whatever, those kind of things. And then we can basically do advanced filtering by person. That's what we can do. If they've come multiple times, or if it's like a clinic, then a person comes multiple times. Like a clinic will be, a good clinic nowadays will be able to pull up your past visit information and have it ready for the doctor when you go and sit in front of him or her. And it may not be through Excel, could be through a dedicated program, but Excel also can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? All good, Ajit?
Yeah.
Anju, was it a bit too much, or?
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Okay,
But
about
let
the
me
form,
see.
just forget about it for the time being, because even I'm confused about that. Okay.
No, that even the advanced filter,
Huh.
I quite didn't understand how you brought that, the dessert, the breakfast. How did you bring the menu there?
That is through what is called the validation. It's not conditional filtering at all. Okay, let me just go there again.
I need to work on that and see, only then I'll understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, validation, I'll quickly go again. No problem. Okay. Okay, just ignore this one because they're both identical, but then I think I just wanted 2 sheets on the same screen or something. I forget what it was. So what's happening here is, as I showed here, this is what it is. Okay, data validation. You're pulling up items from a list that you have already defined. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just typed in these 4. We can add one more. I mean, what's your favorite dish?
And this I understood.
Yeah.
It was the one that you did recently, just now.
Okay.
There on top, you
Uh-huh.
got it in blue, the product ID. And below that, you have DES 002.
Yeah, this one I typed it in. Okay, because
Yeah. Where have you given that?
no,
how
this is just to explain the advanced filter to you.
Yeah.
But in the original sheet, okay, it picks it up from here. See, the item code is here. Okay.
Okay.
When I choose rock and roll shrimp, it comes salad 001. If I choose Caribbean crab salad, it comes to salad 002. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't even need to show it here. This is just for his information. As long as in my what do you call it, advanced filter, I tell this filter to go and pick up all the rows in the recipe sheet for salad 002. That's what I'm going to. In fact, let's just do that now. Okay. And I press refresh, it gives me the 4 items that are for the Caribbean crab. Okay. And if you go here now, you'll see here, forget this column. As I said, this column is for the other sheet. Okay. Here I'm saying product ID should be equal to salad 002. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the advanced filter, which is in a macro at the moment. Okay. When I press that refresh button, it takes this information and goes through the advanced filter function, which we did here, but for this ID, okay, and posts it here.
Yeah.
From here, it is picked up, not in the advanced filter. That is just a normal picking up from other places thing. I put it here, okay.
Okay.
So the advanced filter basically gives us this box, okay.
Yeah.
And from this criteria.
Okay.
And from here, I'm taking it and putting it here just for some editing, so that once I finish with the number of items, I don't have any funny things left from the previous menu. In the previous one might have had 7 or 8 items. So I got to clean that up, make sure that I don't run the formula once I finished with the number of items. So those are, if you notice here, you've got all kinds of things. We can go through these later, what exactly I'm trying to say here, okay. We have not yet come to if functions and stuff like that. When we do them, we will know. I put a lot of emphasis on having a clean sheet so that people don't get confused. If you are working for yourself and you just want information, then it's not required to keep it so neat and good looking sheet. Okay. But if you are giving it to someone else and you've sort of locked it so that they can't mess it up, then you want them to have an easy way of doing things, and this is what we've done here. Okay, see, as you can see, the borders and all just add a little bit of aesthetic value to it. Okay, it's basically a dark border here and a dark border here, except this is white. Okay, that's all I've done. Okay, but it's got a nice look and feel to it. Okay. Yeah. So
Caribbean crab doesn't have crab in it, or is that canny? Is that the crab?
Ajitha,
crab.
how come it doesn't have crab in it?
Or is it the stick?
Anyway, let us have a. Yeah, this must be the crab. Yeah.
That must be the crab.
Honey stick, combo.
Honey stick.
Just Google it and see what we get.
It's a name given.
Yeah, there you go. Crab stick. Kani Kamab crab stick online. Okay. So they don't give you fresh crab. This guy's shop.
Yeah, it says crab meat in a roll.
I mean frozen. Frozen will get them.
Okay, guys, I lost my sleep now. That's good. But when I came, I was really tired and sleepy. So, right then, okay, I will sort out that form, because that's very important, especially if you're doing your own data and using it like Salita might be. Input form is very useful, okay? Because you don't have to go and find out which is the last row. It will automatically input it in the last row, and you can go up and down also. You can search for things and find it, stuff like that. So I'll find out what went wrong with my form selection exactly. and then we'll have a look at it. So next week we'll probably concentrate more on tables and forms. Yeah? We
Yeah.
won't do advanced filter. We'll stop. Anything else, Anju?
No, right now that's it.
Anju,
Okay.
can we start at 9? Moinchan wanted to know.
9:30 itself was very tough for me.
Oh, like what? You want later than that?
No.
Yeah, because I
Okay,
serve dinner for the family, and by the time I come, it's like 9:30, 10
okay.
o'clock.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, for me, it's really too late because I don't stay up this late normally. Anyway, we'll carry on with 9:30 today also because I just came back from the other place, so I was a little tired. But if I sleep in the afternoon, we should be okay for 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah, just sleep for 2
Yeah.
hours, bro. Mohit.
Yeah, I'll sleep for 2 hours. Thank you.
Sleep
sir.
for us.
Yeah, it's for you. I'm doing. Don't worry. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Okay.
I didn't.
Thank you.
Okay. Any comments? Is this what you were expecting or not really?
No, the text part and all actually was a refresher for me because I have used it in the past. But the form, what you taught was really a new learning for me. Although I have used tables and all that,
Ah.
I have never seen that. That was a new learning for me.
Oh, yeah, okay. And unfortunately, I couldn't complete it. I will have a look and get back next week. We'll sort it out. Why I was not able to get that also, I should be able to tell you so that if you run into it, then you'll be able to have the same solution. Yeah.
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 So
Thank
Okay.
you.
our
Yeah.
connection was very
Yeah.
bad.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Annie, what else? What were you saying, Annie? I didn't hear that.
The connection, internet was having some issues, so I got disconnected quite a few
Yeah, me
times.
too.
Okay. Anyway, I have recorded it, so I'll put it up on YouTube. It won't be very fancy or anything. Just for those who are following, they can just watch one more time. That's all. Okay.
Thank
All right,
you.
then. Good night, everyone.
Thank
It was
you,
nice
everyone.
talking.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kalita and you. And